Okay, so for page 55, you're going to call it Solving Rational Equations for the title. This is going to be from section 4.5 in your textbook. And so now we're going to take those equations that we were adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing, and we're actually going to set them equal to each other now. So we're going to have two sets of rational expressions that are going to be separated by an equal symbol, and we have to solve for x. So solving then is going to mean figuring out what x, that when you plug it into this equation, that is going to make it a true statement on both sides so that you'll have something equal. And so it says here the best way to solve a rational equation is to eliminate the fractions. You have two ways that you can do that. You can either multiply each side by wherever the LCD is of all the fractions, or you can use cross multiplication if you already have two fractions set equal to each other. So for example, we have 7 divided by x plus 2, which is equal to 6 over x minus 5. So we know already from the very beginning we can have two solutions that are going to be eliminated. That's going to be x equals negative 2 and x equals 5. We have to take those out of this because those are going to be from your domain restrictions from the very beginning. So looking at method 1, it says to multiply each side by the LCD. So looking at these two fractions, the LCD would be x plus 2 times x minus 5. And so you'll notice that I multiplied both sides by that LCD. Now, on the left-hand side, this is technically over 1 even though you don't see it. So you'll have an x plus 2 on the left. That'll cancel with the x plus 2 down at the bottom of the 7. And so you're left with the 7 at the numerator and the x minus 5 from the LCD. The right side will work the same way. You'll have your x minus 5's canceled, so you're left with 6 parentheses x plus 2. Now, these are both set equal to each other. This actually becomes a multi-step equation from your Algebra 1 days. So you'll distribute, you'll collect your x's on the same side, you'll collect your numbers on the same side, and then we end up with that answer is x equals 47. So we've plugged that in. We get 7 divided by 47 plus 2, which is 49, and 7 divided by 49 is 1/7. On the right side, if you plug in 47, you get 47 minus 5, which is 42, and 6 divided by 42 is also 1/7, so you know you've got the right answer. Now for method 2, it says that you can simply cross multiply. You can only cross multiply if you have a fraction on the left and a fraction on the right. It's already set equal to each other. If there was like a plus a 1 here or another expression beside it, you'd have to get a common denominator first. But we'll see an example like that in just a second. So you go straight to just cross multiplying. When you do that, you'll notice you end up with this same step right here on the left-hand side from method 1. And so you'll go through those same exact steps again and you get the same answer of x equals 47. There is a third method that you could choose to use instead. It says you could also get a common denominator on each side and then set the numerators equal to one another and solve. This is like a method 3. So we could come over here on the left and get a common denominator with a fraction over here on the right as if we were going to add or subtract it. And then because the denominators will be equal, you can just simply set the numerators equal and then solve from there. And you would end up with the same answer. And that's it for this page.